Hello, this is Anthony Santo on behalf of myrecordinginternship.com. I'm here to talk to you about phase and phase issues. So the first thing we'll do is we'll explain what phase is, and after that, we'll learn how to identify phase and fix it. So phase occurs when you multi-mic a single instrument. So we have a drum track here, and I have two overheads, and that's what we're going to be working with. Now, what phase does, if you follow the pointer a bit here, when two things are getting pulled in different directions, they cancel out. And these are the sound waves that we're looking at right now. And you can see in some areas they're getting pulled in a bit of a different direction. I'm going to point out right here where we're going up here, and right here we're going down here. So there's going to be a minor amount of phase going on in certain areas, and we want to be able to identify how much phase is going on and how we fix it. It's very important to mic the drum kit correctly. If this was mic'd properly, we wouldn't have this issue, and we can only repair it so much. So really spend your time miking it right rather than fixing it later. But if you have something that you need to fix, here's how we're going to do it. First off, what happens with pure phase, and that would be if everything were opposite. So while this is going up, something is going down with it, and it will completely cancel itself out. Let me show you that real quick. I'm just going to make a duplicate here of this track, and I'm going to highlight it, go to the audio suite, other, and I'm going to invert it. So I invert the phase. Now if you take a look, it's the exact opposite everywhere. It's up over here, it's down over here. Now if I play this back, you should hear very little. Really, we're hearing nothing here. And that's really what it should be like. It's canceling out completely. Every time there's an addition, there's also a subtraction. So if I brought this apart, you'll understand that there are two tracks here. I'm going to pan them left and right so you can hear them now. So there are two tracks here. They do exist and everything, but as we start moving towards each other, they're going to come apart. So check this out. So you hear it drowning itself out as we go, and eventually we'll reach 0, 0, and you will hear nothing. So that's phase. It cancels out sounds, and we don't want it in the mix because we want our sounds to be very pure and big and strong. And what phase usually affects the bottom end, or at least it's most noticeable on the bottom end. So that's what we're going to take a look at. I'm going to delete this now because we don't need it anymore. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay, now let's take a look at this overhead right track. So we do have a little bit of phasing issues. I showed you before there's some spots where something's going up and another thing is going down. And so I can just tell by looking at it, we have some issues with phase. Let's see how bad it is. The best way to identify phase that I know of is to go ahead and grab yourself a nice EQ7 here. Got a nice 7-band EQ, and let's lift up the bass like crazy. Just pop it up to 12, put it maybe 250 hertz or so, and do the same thing to the other side. Now the bass drum and the bass of everything is going to come through very, very heavy, and what we could do is keep on reversing the polarities. That's this button right over here, reverse the polarities, and if we hear the bass drum thicker with a reverse polarity, that's our best bet to fix the phase issue. If we hear it thicker without the reverse polarities, we're standing on better ground without reversing it. So let's take a listen and let's see what we're going to do. All right, so if you're listening and you have good headphones on or good speakers in front of you, you're going to hear that we bring a lot more thickness in on the bass drum and on to the snare drum as we actually reverse the phase here. So this is the trick. Go ahead, raise up your low end like crazy so you can really hear what's going on down there, and see if the thickness goes away or gets added as we press this phase reverse button. So that's a trick I wanted to show you. That's one way that I identify phase and try to fix it. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one.